Extreme precipitation is taking a heavy toll in the northeast region of Bangladesh and incurring severe loss and damage to millions of people and their natural systems. Reportedly, Cherrapunji and Mawsynram in India's Meghalaya district, bordering the northeast part of Bangladesh, have registered record-breaking rainfall with more than 970 millimeters, exceeding the 120 years record. This torrential rain from upstream regions since 15 June 2022 have resulted in overflowing of the Surma-Kushiara river basin. In the Sylhet district alone, 80% area went underwater, while near to 100% area went underwater in Sunamganj district. About 7.2 million people were affected by this flash flood and water congestion in 9 northeastern districts, while Sylhet, Sunamganj, Maulvibazar, Habiganj, Netrokona districts were heavily impacted. The number of reported fatalities from May 17 to July 23 rose to 129, according to the Directorate General of Health Services. The flash flood swept away homes and inundated farmlands. It forced families to seek shelter on higher ground and temporary flood shelters. Reportedly, 472,856 people have been evacuated into 1,605 shelter centers in a combined effort of the Army, Navy, Fire Service, and the local authorities. Many households were cut off due to floods, while some have taken shelters under open skies. Some have taken shelters on the rooftop to escape the floodwater. Houses were either fully damaged or partially. Some houses were completely washed away with all their essentials. Communications with Sunamganj district was cut off for a few days, including mobile communication due to the disruption of the electricity supply since 16 June, while access to Sylhet district by air and rail became unavailable. Flight operations in Sylhet's Osmani International Airport have been suspended for 3 days. Highways were submerged and road connectivity destroyed. More than 40,000 tube wells and 49,000 latrines were damaged, which made people more vulnerable to waterborne disease. A total of 2,492 cases of diseases and injuries were recorded until 20th June 2022. Among these cases, 1,229 were acute diarrhea cases. About 1.6 million children are at risk due to severe floods, threatened by a high risk of drowning, including gender-based violence and family separation. The safety and security of women and girls in those households are at high risk. The secondary school certificates and equivalent examinations were postponed across the country, as all secondary schools are used as shelters. The floods increased food security in the northeastern districts as it damaged 113,297 hectares of cropland, mainly almond paddy, seedbed, maize, and vegetable and cash crops. Department of Livestock Services reported a total livestock loss of BDT 2,618.3 million. Again, major sources of animal feed were destroyed that forced farmers to sell their cattle at a cheaper price, incurring additional loss. Fisheries were also facing significant challenges, as the fishing hatcheries and farms were washed away. Access to market is limited, and food stored in shops and private warehouses were damaged by floodwater. Experts are of the opinion that deforestation in the watershed area increased the velocity of runoff water, while unplanned construction process in the downstream blocked the course of water flow, which increased the severity of flood. IPCC's 6th assessment report confirms that climate change is already causing and will continue to cause severe loss and damage, with disproportionate impacts on the most vulnerable humans and their ecological systems, and calls for financing commitments to address those mounting impacts. With the recent experience of the flash flood of June 2022, it is now prime concern to take necessary adaptive plan and action to mitigate the loss and damage incurred by climate change, so that people of Bangladesh can look forward.